Welcome back to Crash and Eddie. It is October 27th, 2022. We got Mr. Crash back in the house. What's going on, Crash?
Hey, what's going on there, Eddie?
The fans are going nuts, man. I was taking so much heat while you were gone.
Mm-hmm. I know. I know.
So, man, it's been a little bit, you guys. I know we're gonna get better. We got some new tech we're putting into place. And these are the crypto bubbles. What am I doing wrong here, man? They're not moving around really. Here we go. Let's get them moving. Look at Clay. What's Clay, Crash?
Uh,
Up 93.7%. What the devil is that?
Clay. I don't know.
Huh.
But I think I need to pause for a second.
Whoa, hold on here. So,
Oh.
guys, of course, we had to start off with a minor technical difficulty, but we are back. So,
Oh, that Clay. So yeah, I don't know anything about that. What do you know about Clay?
I have no clue, man. I was gonna look it up. Let's see what we got here. Um, we what the heck is this? Clayton. She's a running. Up from 21 cents up to 20. Oh, it's only up 26. Anyways, well, what is. Oh, is that the weekly or something on this? Yeah, it's for the week, actually.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
let's do daily.
Trying to see if some of my other ones are.
Oh, you do daily, and yeah, stuff's up. Oh, Doge, I guess, is up because of Musk taking over Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's about to happen, people. That'll be kind of interesting, and he'll probably clean out a good chunk of the 80% bots that's on Twitter.
Yeah, I hope so.
So
It gets
that's
really annoying when you start reading comments and it's like the same thing over and over and over and over again.
right.
Ugh,
Yeah.
so annoying.
So, Crash, how's everything going, man? How are you had some limited travels, right?
Yeah, did a little mission work down in the Caribbean, and
Okay.
yeah, it was just good. Got a lot of sun and met a lot of new people
We got a few
and made new
videos.
friends.
We got a few videos that Crash is going to share with us that we'll be putting up about his
Yep.
adventure and a few about one of mine too. So that'll be coming. So for this video, we just wanted to kind of get back together and have a little update of what's going on. Um, so one of the biggest things, and I'm gonna do a separate video on it, but is Flare is delayed yet again.
Oh, when did that come out?
So that came out a few days ago. Um, or are you saying when is it coming out? So
No, you answered the question I had.
yeah, so we'll talk about that. Um, the markets are Crash. I want to talk to you about something, man.
All right.
You know about the boiling frog syndrome, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. What are we applying it to?
Citizens, global citizens,
Global citizens.
and specifically citizens of the U.S.
Yeah,
Um,
the boiling frog is probably correct.
you know, so the boiling frog is what, Crash? How do you describe the boiling frog?
Well, you put the frogs in a pot of nice lukewarm water where they're really comfortable. And then you just slowly turn up the heat until they're boiled. And they just keep getting used to it and used to it and used to it and more lethargic and lethargic and lethargic. And then bam, you got yourself a boiled frog.
You got yourself a nice set of frog legs. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my understanding too. So, and I kind of pair that off against, okay, is it that we're going through, or is it going to be this massive collapse where, they raise rates too much and then all of a sudden, because we got the midterms
I
coming
hope
out.
not.
What are you thinking? So you think? I mean,
I try not to speculate that stuff because it's so out of my control.
yeah, it is. That's true. So yeah, given either scenario,
And
right? Accumulate.
for sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
once again,
and
this is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes only, people. Um, do your own research. So yeah, I mean, I've gone back and forth just because if you can avoid like a 50% bloodletting, that's always a good thing to do. But,
Mhm.
can it just seems like I don't know, man. It's gonna be. Do you think that they're pivoting? Where they're not gonna be able to raise rates much more? I tend to kind of think that just because in the past, like everyone says, oh, Volcker, he raised everything up to 20%. There's just too much debt to do that. So
Yeah.
I think it's a different world as far as
Um,
that goes.
I mean, the amount they've raised it already is crushing the rest of the world.
Yeah, and we're not even up to 5% yet. But the schedule is early November, another meeting, another 0.75%. Um, Now, what came out today, Crash, too?
Hmm.
Um, get this, man, and this is interesting because what came out today? Wow, they don't even. How can they not have that? The GDP came out, and it like all of a sudden we went from negative to positive
Yeah,
2.6.
yeah, I did see that.
But where is it? That's weird that it's not like screaming on CNBC's homepage.
Mhm.
Kind of weird. It doesn't. It seems like a funny number. I would never accuse them of playing around with those numbers. Obviously,
No, no,
no.
that's not even possible.
But it's weird. It's like, what would trigger? Okay, what happened last quarter that we go from negative GDP to a positive 2.6? I think it was.
Well,
What happened? Here it
I
is.
don't know.
Treasury yields fall after GDP report. Okay, so and they have. I mean, the report for U.S. GDP showed 2.6% economic growth in the third quarter. Economists surveyed by the Dow is expecting 2.3%. So I guess they were
Hmm.
expecting a turnaround, but I don't know. It's intriguing how this stuff goes down, and so therefore, the markets are screaming. Right? What are they doing right now? The 10 years back under 4%,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yeah, I
huge.
got. How long ago was it that the 10 and 2 were crossing?
It's been a while, right? Yeah, two is
What, a
at
week
4
or
point.
two?
I think it's been longer than that, but maybe I'm not real sure. I know recently the 3-month and the 10-year have inverted. So 4.05 for the 3-year, 3.92 for. I mean, something has to always strike you as odd when you sit inverted forever, for just weeks on end. You know? So this gets back to, okay, is there all of a sudden gonna be a realization, and is it after the midterms? Is this all just, hey, everything's cool, whoa, look at everything, we got the midterms, and then after this happens, boom, major correction? You know, that's some school.
Possible.
Yeah, I mean that's a school of thought. You know.
I don't put it past any of these people. They're not going to give up power easy, and the shift to crypto is going to. I'm afraid it's going to be a very difficult one, and I don't think we're near the difficulty yet.
Yeah, for sure. Now,
Speak vaguely.
What's that?
I said to speak as I speak very vaguely.
Yes, that's always wise. So Bitcoin's back over 20 though, 20.3, 20,364 right now. Ethereum's 1517. That got down to like 12 or under recently. XRP's 46. That's pulled back a little bit. You know what's interesting too is Tether versus USDC. You see this gap here? 68 market cap, 68 billion, almost 69 for Tether, and only 43.9 for USDC. So that's a, I thought they'd close that gap, but I think Tether's going to be around to stay. I think all that's been, people, what you have to
USD, I got it at 56.
Do you?
Billion.
Man, how can that
Coin Watch.
On Live Coin
That's
Watch?
a big difference.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. How can this be? Doggone it, that's ridiculous.
I don't know which one's wrong, but
I bet Coin Market Cap is USDC 56, and what do you have Tether 69? Boy, that's a huge discrepancy.
Huh. But just determines by the the feeds they have to come in to feed these numbers in.
That's how early it is, people. We don't even know. It's the bottom line. There's a lot of stuff that's unknown in this space. Yeah. But so while you were gone, Solana went down again. That happened for like the 8th time this year.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So that was good.
Just like SpaceX, they got to blow up a few rockets to get it going the right direction.
Right. So what else has been? What's been really strong is Polygon, right? Because I think that is that's kind of a surrogate now for Ethereum. Really, I just feel like they're a lot more transactions are going to be using Polygon.
Yeah, I sold all mine.
Yeah, me too. Long time ago. What else happened? Ethereum is a side chain on XRPL. That's huge. That happened. They came out with that news like a week ago.
Yeah.
So that will be big. Have you heard of this guy, Reggie? And he claims to have a patent on DeFi. And
okay. Well,
and it's
what specifically?
Well, I say DeFi because it's very specific. It's not a broad patent, it's actually a specific patent, but it covers like the crux of DeFi. So if you're moving money based on any kind of data parameters, and this is, not, this is something I've heard, I'm not sure, but basically if you do that, he owns the patent on it. So you can move money and it's no problem. And right now he's got a lawsuit with Coinbase.
Wow.
He's placed to protect his patent. He says they're using it. He says basically Ethereum is okay by itself, but anything that uses the Ethereum token for DeFi is basically in violation of it.
Wow.
The token in question, it's called Veritasium, I think. Yeah, Veritasium. So here's the
Never heard of
token.
that.
Okay. What'd you say?
So I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I just found out about this in the last week. And so this is the 24 hour. What's the 12 month? It's a tight flow. What is it? Total supply 100 million. He doesn't hold any more of this token. Basically, he got caught up in a SEC lawsuit for an ICO. And they gutted him completely. They took all of his assets, like his house, everything. And
Wow.
the thing is, in 13, he got patents on this. And apparently, there's a bunch of different companies for this organization. Like Goldman Sachs has Goldman Sachs Inc., Goldman Sachs LLC, Goldman Sachs Real Estate. All their different companies, bigger companies have that.
Sure.
Apparently, there's a bunch of those with this. I think the float is. Oh yeah, the circulating supply is actually only like 2 million, and it trades. Here's the exchanges. It trades on Uniswap and this Mercatox. That's it. I mean, it's very thinly traded. But it's not, somehow it's not this token that owns the patent. It's him, which that makes sense. I don't know, man. It's an interesting story, and he's trying to license it. Basically, he's trying to get these companies to pay him. But I don't know, man. We'll see where it plays out. It's out there. His name is, let's see here what he's doing. I think it's Reggie. Reggie Middleton. Yeah, Reggie Middleton. Lashes out ahead of court case. Anyways, do your own research, people. It's an interesting happening in the space. I heard a really interesting interview with him, and he's, what he accentuated was that so many of the banks, people think, oh, the banks, they're so deeply involved in it, and they've been into crypto forever. They're heavy into this stuff, and they're already working on stuff, and it's why JP Morgan owns MetaMask. It's all centralized. I think the whole thing of decentralization is it's kind of a fairy tale, a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder about that.
It's it's decentralized. A lot of these are decentralized as long as you never ever want to get back into the system. As soon as you go in or out of the banking system, now you're centralized, you know?
Hmm.
You know? And I think even with Ethereum moving to proof of stake, the more you look at it, it was kind of a centralization move. You know? All under the guise
Yeah,
of all under the guise of, well, it wasn't energy efficient, you know?
yeah.
The only
I don't
thing
know.
the only thing that strikes me as truly, and I think that's why it's treated different, it's Bitcoin, you know? The only thing is with that
Yes, it is.
is they say that's controlled by four big miners, you know? But it still is kind of decentralized. And the way they worked with that, they slapped futures on it. And now they control it.
Is that what they did?
Oh yeah. That's why they do it, man. Anything they want to control, you put futures on it, and they can control it through futures.
Is that
It's
the CME?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
What kind of volume do they have going on those derivatives? And
I don't know. I don't think it's huge volume, but it's enough to control stuff. I feel like this whole market is controlled like all the assets out there. There's very few true markets. And I think
uh,
that's kind of the game is you find once in a while stuff becomes true and then that's when asset prices really move, you know?
mhm.
Like the housing market now. You got interest rates going up. So of course that's going to affect the housing market. That's true. There's not much you can do about that. That's going to affect what people can buy, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So I don't know, man. Anyways, I'm leaning more towards a boiling frog, but I think you're going to get your times of um, big movements, big swings, big drops, big increases.
Hmm.
You know, and I think that's why in most markets, like if you were in Bitcoin during those, well, you retired. You know,
Well, I mean, if you weren't in Bitcoin this week, or in the market this week, I mean, we had a nice jump this week.
right? So
You got to be in the market.
yeah. And nowadays, I feel like if you're trading in the market, you better be using a bot because that's what most of the action is doing, you know. So, anywho, what else, Crash?
Well, nothing at the moment. Let's
What
get
about
geared up for
on
a couple
your
more good shows.
journey, man? Tell us about any kind of Bitcoin action, any kind of economy stuff. What can you tell us about the
Uh,
outside world out of the US?
well, down in the Caribbean where I was, it was not a lot of people knew anything. I talked to as many people as I could about, and I brought up Bitcoin and brought up cryptocurrencies, and very few, um, almost nobody even knew what I was talking about.
Really?
Unless they were, some of the foreigners. I wore a Bitcoin shirt one day, and I think I went through a crowd of hundreds of people during the day, and maybe one or two people said something about my shirt.
Now, was it legal where you were at? Like, could you use Bitcoin?
Um, well, no,
Okay, so it wasn't in any merchants or anything like that.
no, there's no merchants that take it, or you don't even, nobody even knows what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the U.S. dollar?
It's crushing a lot of the third world countries, that's for sure, as far as, the exchange rate.
Yeah.
Hmm. They can buy a lot less with their money than they could 3 months ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Well, that's you hear them bitching about it a lot too, man. They don't like it.
Well,
And I mean, the UN basically came out and was begging Powell not to raise rates again.
yeah, I know. That's crazy.
So, yeah, this fiat, it works out well, though, doesn't it, people?
Yeah.
So,
Let's wrap it up.
yep. All right, Crash. People, do the right thing. Hang on to your hat through this. We're going to go through some rough times, but we'll get through it together, and we'll keep exposing you to what's going on as much as we can.
Yep. Everybody enjoy your day and live in the present.
All right, Crash. Welcome back, my friend.
That was tough. I had an echo that every time I tried to talk, it was delayed and it was echoing back and interrupting me.
Really?
Yeah, it was tough.
Man,
I still hear it.
I have nothing on this end. These
Well,
bubbles are.
it's difficult to try to weave in and out because I think it sounds to me like I'm talking over you all the time, but it's the echo.
That's why we were. Yeah, that's why you were letting me clamor on so much, dude. I was wondering, man,
Yeah,
Chris, you're not talking much, bro.
I know.
All right, we'll get him next time, man.
All right.
All right, dude.